Ο Ντόναλντ Τραμπ επιστρέφει στο Λευκό Οίκο και οι σύμμαχοι των ΗΠΑ εκφράζουν τον προβληματισμό τους σχετικά με τη στρατηγική που θα ακολουθήσει. Ο Τζον Μπόλτον, πρώην σύμβουλος Εθνικής Ασφαλείας και πρέσβης των ΗΠΑ στα Ηνωμένα Έθνη, απαντάει στο euronews σε βασικά ερωτήματα που απασχολούν την Ευρώπη αλλά και την ελληνοκυπριακή πλευρά.
Mr. Ambassador, welcome to Euronews.
Glad to be with you. Thanks for having me.
So, Donald Trump returns to power. What it means for Europe?
Well, I think it's going to be a very tumultuous administration, just like the first one. I think there are a lot of key questions that will be on President Trump's desk right after he takes the oath of office, Ukraine in particular, but the war in the Middle East. So two big crises and a lot of other issues, not the least of which are the kinds of tariff proposals he may make. I think his intention is to get off to a big start with a lot of early action. Some of it will have to do with expelling illegal aliens from the United States, but you can't ignore the wars in Eastern Europe and the Mediterranean. I think these are going to be two issues that really take a lot of his time, certainly in the first 6 months.
Why President Trump focus on Canada and Greenland?
Well, it is a serious matter what Greenland has for the United States in terms of our national security. This has been something that you go back to World War II when even before Pearl Harbor, Franklin Roosevelt put U.S. Marines and Coast Guard in Greenland to protect the North Atlantic convoy routes. All of these things are just as important today, particularly as China tries to take advantage of the Northwest Passage opening up because of global warming and the continuing Russian threat. So I think Trump did some harm by bringing this out in public. We looked at this 5 years ago. I think all NATO members should be concerned about security in the Arctic. It affects all of us. Some of us are closer than others, but it affects all of us. So I'm hoping that really with quiet diplomacy, with the government of Denmark, with the government of the home rule government in Greenland, that we can talk about this security question in a very serious way and come to agreement that would be better for everybody.
Is Donald Trump the real leader of this country, or he's manipulated by Elon Musk?
Well, I think Trump certainly sees himself as his own man. And, you know, our transitions between the election day and inauguration are very different from the way parliamentary democracies transfer power, where it happens almost instantaneously, certainly after new governments or coalitions are formed. But after noon on the 20th, things change as Trump really becomes president and is not simply sitting at Mar-a-Lago in Florida. I think there are a lot of issues where he and Trump are going to disagree, for example, how to handle China. But we'll see. It's going to be a very contentious second term. I think there's a lot at stake. The country is divided. The election was close. Control of the Senate and House are both close. So it will be something that's the outcome will often be hard to predict.
Under Biden's presidency, the ties between Cyprus and the United States became stronger. Will Donald Trump follow the same path?
Well, I think a lot depends on what his personal relationship with President Erdogan of Turkey turns out to be. Trump thinks that U.S. relations with a foreign government are essentially embodied in the personal relationship between the two heads of state. I don't think that's right, but that's what Trump thinks. There were times when Trump got on very well with Erdogan, and there were times when he didn't. So I think others in the region, Prime Minister Mητσοτάκης and others, should try and spend some time with President Trump. The model I would offer them from the first term was Prime Minister Shinzo Abe of Japan, who worked harder than any other leader in staying close to Donald Trump. Takes a lot of work. I'm sorry for that, but the way Abe performed really was very successful from Japan's point of view.
Last but not least, Kimberly Γκίλφοϊλ from Fox News will be the next U.S. ambassador to Greece. Is she fit for this mission?
Well, you know, she's not a typical ambassador. Let's put it this way. I look forward to good relations between Washington and Athens. I think she's an intelligent woman, and I think what I would recommend for for Greece is take her seriously and hope that she'll reciprocate.
Mr. Bolton, thank you for your time.
Thanks for having me.